No Gas Podcast. Dean, Latino Tarantino. You know that that's what they call me, right?
Yeah, Latino Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty precise.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I appreciate that, man. Elias Viñoles. How do you say?
Viñole, yeah, it comes with a letter that don't exist here.
Yeah, 'cause
basically.
Somebody told me that you don't like Elias. You like Elias.
No, Elias is the way you pronounce
right.
in Argentina, where I'm from.
And then me, Americans, so American, Elias.
Elias, Elias or Elijah.
like we're from California or something.
Yeah, right. And
Elias Viñoles.
Viñoles, yeah.
Yes.
But here, Viñoles.
Viñoles.
Yeah, Viñoles.
Viñoles.
Because it's French, you know.
Viñoles. Less wine, which is not the case right now.
Yeah.
How you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. Thank you.
Thanks
for
for coming
having
by,
me.
man.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah,
It's
man.
an honor.
No, the honor is mine. We recently did the 48-hour film festival together.
Yeah, pretty cool experience.
Yeah, our genre was horror and disaster film. What was your experience? How did you like that genre? You said it was your first time. You
It's
said
so new to me. I mean, such an incredible experience. I mean, the way all was set up and the rushing thing for the 48-hour limit and all. Well, the genre was amazing to experience. I've never acted in any movie or TV series that has that genre, and was great.
awesome, man. Your acting, I always praise it heavily, man, because it's so good. You came from Argentina. You were already established over there as an actor.
Yeah.
You started acting at what age? Like a single digit age, like 9 or 8, right?
13, a
At
little
13?
bit later, yeah.
Okay.
13 professionally, like in a movie set, like a big movie set. Yeah, at 13
Yeah.
was my first acting.
What was your first gig? Do you remember? Of course
Yeah,
you
it
do.
was a movie. Yeah, that came like really, like awarded and popular. A Rolling Family.
Rolling Family, that's the
was
name of
called.
it?
Yeah. I was really young.
Oh yeah.
And a really bad actor, and well, it can, and all just flew.
But you took acting classes before that? Like you were always into it though, right?
Yeah, I was more of a singer, and because my family, I have my granddad was surreal. I mean, a great trumpet player, jazz, and he basically learned all what I know about music, and was my first kind of expression.
Your first,
Yeah,
of art. Yeah,
yeah,
Your
art
first
expression.
creative- and that's pretty much because you were. They passed you the baton of that, and you wanted to keep up the family tradition of that sort. So it was instilled in you. You were born with it.
Yeah, I guess. And my dad, who's a poetry writer, started to show me kind of some specific movies they liked, and I got hooked. I mean, by many of the greatest performance in American movies.
Okay.
And
you learned English over there too,
yeah,
from movies, or just like
I could tell that.
Yeah?
I'm sorry for my bad
No, dude.
English.
You have the sophisticated accent. I always say that, man. Yeah, dude. You don't want my accent. My accent is horrible.
Yeah, for
dude.
sure. I mean, it would open me another panorama.
It opened you to prison, is what it opened. Prison
Prison,
doors.
right.
Yeah, no, you don't want my slang. So let's get to your next gig that you got this big time Argentina show. To the point where when we first met, it was at a production company that I was interning for, and the Argentinian people there said, "This guy looks familiar. Who is this guy?" When you came in,
Yeah.
what show
I
did they
remember,
recognize? you from?
Probably the one that was really good sold. I mean, Hispanically speaking, and it was "You're the One." The translation is "You're the One." Sos mi vida. It's called. It was really popular. I got sold for more than 80 countries.
Really?
Yeah.
And who'd you play? You played like a young singer or some sort.
No. I was there was kind of a musical part. I wasn't dealing with that in that show, and I was kind of a rebel teenager.
Okay, you had the long hair. This is when you had the long hair.
Long
right?
hair, really long hair.
Don't care. And so that's the one that people recognize you from the most.
Yeah, probably was my first impact.
What was the character's name
in the industry? Jose. Yeah,
okay.
Jose. And I was 17 at that time.
Had a whole bunch of screaming fans after you at that time, huh?
Yeah. I had this kind,
fan base.
Yeah.
It builds a fan base that you still have to this day. Because sometimes I read your comments and it's like girls like, oh, Jose. They still call you Jose.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. They call me by my character's name.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. You have like lifelong
really
fans based off of this job that you did where you played a character.
A lot of kindness and and generosity from them. I mean, they are really, really nice.
What did you learn from that, from being on a popular show, and how you handled the fame of it? What did you learn?
Well, it's a long thing, to tell you here. It would probably be not too fun. But I hit my face and my hair and my head a lot. I mean, I learned a lot.
With what, ass?
Kind of, yeah.
People girls just throwing it. Oh, who threw this?
Asses.
Who threw this ass?
Yeah, and and
but no, at that age, it's crazy to get
unexperienced guy, and I learned a lot and I got hit a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the most valuable lesson? Because you work with other great actors on that show. I remember you told me that one of those actors were really big, and did they take you under their wing, so to speak?
Yeah, they gave me a lot of advices, which I didn't take. Not even one, because I was a teenager. I mean, I don't blame myself.
Of course.
I mean, I acted as any teenager,
hard-headed and you know it all.
I had it all in control, but I had nothing in my own control, and and I started I almost quit it.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
After the first season, or how many seasons were you on there?
It was a complete year. It wasn't too many seasons. It was just it was like 200 episodes.
Okay, well that's a lot, dude.
Yeah, a lot. But
sure.
We don't split it in episodes over there. We just make it, straight.
And then they split it up in editing, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, it's episode after episode after episode. I mean, per day,
Yeah.
It's not an episode per week.
Right.
So it's really intense. I mean, I basically lived on the set.
That was like a training camp, kind of like a boot camp.
Yeah. That's what I most like about TV, industry. I mean, because you learn from rushing and well, it's pretty good training.
Yeah, well, I think now it's more organized. I think, right? Like, because that's a very special circumstance type of show that they just film it all and then they break it down. Because honestly, they don't know how many shows they got.
Yeah.
At that time, and now the companies give the budget for a certain amount of shows. 8 shows, and if it gets renewed, then great. But
and it's another quality and time and filming time, and a lot of other aspects that we didn't have at that time. I mean, we were rushing, from the time and from the air, and it was a good experience because I had to learn, many lines and many scripts. I mean. There, in the set. I mean,
you fall in love with anyone on set? Being on set so long, is it long enough that you can talk about it now, or
that was one of the hits?
Really,
that was one of the.
That was one of the lessons. Oh, you fell in love.
I learned. Yeah. I mean, you kind of
Oh, I think yeah, you mentioned this. You fell in love with his big time actress over there, and you two were like the power couple of the novela industry over there, right?
I don't know if I can talk about this, but yeah,
It's long enough.
it was yeah, just fictional. Yeah, it was just fictional.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So we'll go light on that one. We'll
Let's
tread lightly.
change the subject.
But one of your hits was, because we all went through it, but what fascinates me about it is that not everybody goes through these things in the public eye, man.
Yeah.
You know, dude, if I had any relationship of mine when I was 18, 19 in the public eye, I would die, dude. It's not something that I think I would be easily able to handle.
I was protected by other, I don't know.
Really?
You know, other souls or
yeah, because there was no PR companies back then, like for you, right?
No. Well, yeah.
But, and did they object to it, or did they try to fuel the flame of it, or?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
They try to fuel it. Yeah. I mean, always. PRs. Come on.
All right.
Publicists and
of course.
Journalists, and which I respect them, you know, but sometimes when you don't care about the other one, and well, it was a long story.
Yeah, no, but, PR can't do anything for the heart, man. You know, it's just, it might be good business wise, but at that age, we're not really thinking about business wise. We're thinking about the art that we love to create, and our heart where it takes us.
Yeah, and I was kind of confused and dealing with an inner disjunctive, you know, being an actor or dedicate myself, I don't know, playing soccer, because I was kind of dealing with that, you know, in the middle of my teenage.
Soccer was your thing?
I was in the middle of being a soccer player or a performer.
Yeah.
And I got a knee injured, and I decided to go without hesitation to
acting,
to what we do. Basically perform.
That's always a thing with actors, the internal conflict and struggle that you guys have. Sometimes it's cliche, but it's only cliche because people don't understand. Because I seen you act, and you give 1,000% to your performance and really try to warp your mind into that reality of whatever character you're playing.
Or try, at least.
You do it. You nail it,
words.
dude. No, you nail it, man. It's not even kind. It's real. But my thing is, the stress it must be on the mind to transform like that. You know, because it's a daily job for me to control me, my mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't even, if I try to warp into Mr. Nice Guy for a few hours or for a couple days or weeks, and then back to me, the imbalance would show, you know, because it already shows with me just trying to be me. But as an actor, that's why, I don't know, it seems cliche, but it's so real. It's so real. So for you to deal with that at a young age, it must have been rough, especially when they were trying to push all this PR publicity to fan the flame of love on set.
And I wasn't even care about too much, you know, of this craft, of these acting style or you know, techniques. As soon as I got older, I started to grab all that and maybe be more
technical.
Conscious, conscious and technical, and when you're young, you just act and you're training, and I'm also training right now.
Right.
And I'm constantly, you know, going through rewarding experiences, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you never stop, you know, training yourself.
Training and putting a technique to what you do. So it could be easier to understand and maybe somewhat easier to turn on and off.
Yeah.
Right? So
But I don't want to be understood as an actor. I mean, with filmmakers and all that stuff. I totally agree, but real people don't have to understand those
Of course.
reacts, because it's part of the magic.
Yeah,
I guess
it is. But people are curious about how you get there sometimes when they see how good you do it. Because there's let's be honest, 85% of actors who are in training are not. I don't know. I don't want to say good, but like are not convincing yet. They're still in training. But you had it young. You had it young. You were doing it young. You just didn't understand the technique and how you were doing it, maybe. But like when it's so good, people are curious about it. And I think, especially actors, they want to know sometimes like where your head is at as far as like how you figure out these techniques and fine tune your craft.
I guess you gotta have at the beginning. You need to have this intuitive thing, for this. If you don't have intuition, you shouldn't do this.
Do you think you can train yourself if you don't have it? Because we talked about this. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't, but you're still determined, do you think that you can train yourself?
You could always train, because it's a good thing to it's like training, working out. I mean, training theater for me, it's kind of a sport. I mean, it's even like therapy. So I wouldn't say you shouldn't do this. I mean, if you want to commit it like professionally, I think you should build kind of an intuition that you probably have it or not.
Right.
And but yeah, one of my experiences, I was working at my 20. I was 20 years old. I was even younger, and I had this movie script where I had to be like changing my body. I had to gain weight.
Okay.
At my 20, and I gained like 14 pounds.
In how long?
And 3 months. Yeah. I mean, before the shooting.
Yeah,
and,
I could gain that in 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
on a depressed week.
Yeah. But I was really young. I mean, 20 years old, and well,
your metabolism's fast.
Going through this commitment was one of my biggest challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, as far and. But it was such a really good way to connect with this what we're talking right now.
Yeah.
The intuition of dressing a guy with other body. And
what was that character? And did you have the mind state of that character as you were gaining weight? Like how he would eat?
Yeah, absolutely.
How he would not
tie
exercise?
his shoes and You
were thinking about all this while you were gaining it.
All of that. Yeah.
Okay.
I worked really like close to the director, and he was giving me this cool advices. And
what movie and character was it? What was the character for what movie?
It was All the Lonely People, Toda la Gente Sola in Spanish, and I had the possibility to work with one of my heroes, actually.
Who
died a couple of years ago. Alejandro da Pilleta was his name. He was a Uruguayan guy, an Argentinian actor, because he built his entire career in Argentina.
Okay.
And he was such a phenomenal actor, and well, he was a genius.
Yeah.
He was really a genius. He was a poet. He was an artist.
And he died. He died like natural cause. I mean, it sounds like he died young.
He was a bit intense.
A bit intense.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? Like as far as in the car or with
no
with
natural,
women?
no natural death.
Oh man. No, of course. But his brilliance maybe was it therapy, like you said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
But it could only work for so long if you're not able to take control and as you get older. So
yeah, but this career, thank goodness, gave me this chance to
work with him.
Work with him.
You learned a lot from him.
A lot.
What was the most inspirational thing he said to you?
Well, it was
here. Try this.
There, yeah.
No, really.
Too many wine nights, drinking wine and I mean, I remember one time he saw my acting, one of my earliest acting, and told me a really nice thing I cherish for all my life, that I reminded him to Brando, to
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, and he was really, really like inspirational for me. And
he saw your acting on set, or he watched some other stuff that you did?
He watched my earlier
okay
job.
Oh, that's nice
work
of him.
And in the movie, well, with all my transformation and portraying, and he was really impact. And
oh, good.
I was so grateful.
You worked opposite with him? You guys had scenes together?
Yeah, we had some scenes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. So, at least you got to work with one of you guys that you really respected.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say he was one of my real heroes. I mean, I watched many performances he threw. And
what was his most famous film?
Well, probably La Niña Santa, de Lucrecia Martel, from Lucrecia Martel, a brilliant filmmaker, a woman filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of his most well-known characters was a prisoner from an Argentinian prison, who's really tough story.
Okay.
And
it won him some awards.
Yeah, a lot.
Okay.
He was really like respected in theater. He's done like King Lear and Richard III. And
you guys have like Argentinian Oscars and Emmys over there too?
Yeah,
right?
Of course. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, really like prestigious awards.
You like it? You like going to those type of things, or it's whatever?
I wasn't too comfortable when I was younger because I was stupid, basically. And I learned that you gotta, be more like
sociable.
Yeah, sociable, and it's a part of this. And you really need to live those things as well.
But at the same time, you were just figuring it out yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some people are born and like taught how to maneuver these type of crowds in this industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you going through it naturally, it was probably way better. You know what I mean? I think it could have been. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Would you have liked to be taught as you were going through that, had you had listened to advice or whatever?
Absolutely.
You think it would have been better, or do you, whatever, like you don't really think about that too much?
As I said, I couldn't blame myself, and people probably hated me.
Really?
At that time, yeah, a few. I mean, not the world. A few.
What the hell were you doing? You were.
I mean, I was a rebel. I was.
But what type? Like
hard
banging
to deal.
wives, or?
Yeah, no, but not too. Yeah, not being too professional and.
Okay.
Not taking it too serious, and or I was thinking I was taking it too serious, but I wasn't.
Okay.
Because I need to learn, and it is all about that, learning experience and growing as a human.
Yeah.
And then as an actor and as a performer.
Yeah.
And I didn't respect too much those, scenarios, those award
formal business of it.
I didn't want to be a part of that, but I definitely was wrong.
No,
and,
I wouldn't say wrong, because the ones who've made it past that, when they're so young and going through it, are sons of people who are already in the business,
Yeah.
and they're rebels too. Wasn't Robert Downey Jr. wasn't his dad like somebody?
He was a director, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a director.
He was a bad boy. Look at him. He's Iron Man now. Making 50 mil. He was a super bad boy.
Had a few chances.
Look at Charlie Sheen.
Opportunities.
Charlie Sheen, it's they have somebody who was able to help them get more chances. And you made it there yourself. And you still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You went out, you came over here now to pursue it on a larger scale.
Yeah.
You still have the intuition. To me, I don't even think you reached your prime yet, in my opinion. So it's like, I wouldn't say it was wrong because, when I was younger, I had big opportunities. I was making $2,000-$3,000 a week, Elias.
That's a lot.
Over here, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a week for months.
Wow.
I was like 21 years old. You think I have $1 left from that?
No.
Dude.
No,
I didn't appreciate. I just thought that this was normal. I thought that if I want to do this and
let's spend it.
Yeah, let's spend it and it'll come again. I guess this is just normal.
Yeah.
Because this is the first thing that I experienced.
Yeah.
I didn't have anybody.
Yeah, to suggest you do the right.
Exactly.
Thing,
exactly. But when I think back at it now, stuff like that hasn't happened that consistently like it did before.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned to appreciate it way more now. And now I have a bigger vision because if let's say somebody did give me a second chance and I was given a bigger opportunity or a bigger job, bigger money, I just would have messed it up again on a bigger scale. And it probably would have ended me entirely. Spirit, intuition-wise, everything.
Yeah, but that's right. What you just said, I mean, it's for me, it's the most accurate expression. I mean, you start appreciating more,
For sure.
You become older, or, well, not that old, but you become older, and you I mean, naturally become more, appreciated.
Yeah.
And it's a part. It's an important part. I mean, I was blessed being awarded by a really prestigious award in Argentina, and I almost didn't show.
Really?
And I got almost threatened by my producers at the time, and I had to go. And I had this surprise that they was like, I mean, was my name, shouting. And,
you were surprised to win?
Yeah, absolutely.
What'd you win for?
Well, this You're the One, this popular TV series. Yeah, and I
best Baja Panty in the business.
and I nowadays I'm so thankful for that, for those threatens.
Yeah. Good. Do you remember your speech, your acceptance speech? Or were you just like, oh, whatever, thanks, I guess?
No,
peace.
I think a lot of people.
Did you feel it though? Were you like happy inside, like deep down inside?
Yeah, absolutely. I wasn't acting or pushing anything.
Oh, really?
Any emotion, and just I was suddenly. Yeah, all my emotions were there. Yeah,
really?
I thank a lot of people.
Did you cry?
No,
okay.
I didn't.
You were
cry.
too much of a bad boy to cry.
Yeah. My hair was too long to cry. And it was such a special moment, and I was blessed being nominated for a bunch of awards, and I started like appreciate more of that.
Yeah.
I mean, just showing up and being, a part and respecting.
Yeah.
The all the settings and the judge and the people, doing this, and my partners, and
that's what I think that for a child, because you were kind of a child actor at that time.
Mm-hmm.
But now when I think back at that and I see a kid doing the same thing that I was doing kind of, and acting the same type of way, unappreciative, ungrateful. I have a little more understanding for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, and compassion for them. So, you have to let them do their thing, let them learn. Sometimes it's the hard way, like us or whatever. But if they learn the right way eventually, and they still do it, and they do it with elegance as they grow, I know that there's still another avenue, another road, another chance they can create for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you named one of the best how do you say, examples. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. was
look at him. Iron Man.
He was done.
Yeah, he was done. I think he even almost had a shootout with the cops or something. I don't even know his whole story. I mean,
personally, and in the acting path, he wasn't taking too much serious. I mean, he wasn't. The producers didn't want to work with him, and
I remember there's this joke that this guy, he was in Hollywood, a tourist, and he said, "Oh, look, there's Robert Downey Jr. Shooting a movie. He's fighting cops." And then his wife says, "Where are the cameras?"
Yeah, right.
There's no cameras. Dude, the guy was bad, dude.
It was a real situation.
Yeah, no, dude was bad, dude.
Yeah, he was kind of lost.
Yeah, but at the same time, like he just evolved so gracefully.
Yeah,
and
he fell in love with the right person, I guess.
Yeah,
because I read his wife had a lot to do
with his progress.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, a lot.
Good.
A lot.
Good.
I mean, being set by him,
Yeah, good. And, give me a sec. I'm gonna refill this wine. I gotta check that camera. Cool. Okay, cool. So let's talk about now the tour that you did, which is one of my favorite stories of yours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories, man, because I started off in music too. Cool. And of course, as a musician, your dream is to tour. That's a dream when you're a musician. You got to live this dream with your show, with the show that you were on.
Yeah.
Because you guys made a duo, like you and the actress.
It was a musical part. Yeah, that show was Romeo and Juliet. Was an adaptation of the Shakespearean classical. Where I starred as a Romeo, and we had the opportunity to shot a lot of sequences and real, natural scenarios in Verona, in Italy.
Nice.
But the tour was in another show. I starred in.
What show was that?
Its name was Atracción por Cuatro. It's so complex
sounds like an orgy
to translate.
Name.
Yeah.
Orgy.
Orgy
with
name.
4.
Yeah, with 4. Yeah, we were three sisters and 3 brothers.
Okay. Who'd you play?
That fell in love. One of the brothers.
You played one of the brothers. What was his name?
Keto. So hard to imagine those names, right, for you?
I mean, look, Keto. It sounds like a porno name. Okay,
yeah,
good.
Porno. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So in the show, Keto falls in love with one of the sisters.
With one of the sisters, and in the middle, because I was the middle brother.
Okay.
And so cliche, but those TV series were kind of that, and we made this band with my brothers, and we became really, really like kind of popular.
People were watching the show and they loved the music of the show so much that you guys had to tour.
Yeah, we released 2 albums. One of them went to a golden record.
Wow.
Yeah, it was another cool moment to live.
So you got to live your music dream too.
Yeah, kind of. And I love music. I mean, I was
you're a good singer.
Was my first expression, and
yeah.
But
I YouTubed you, and I saw a whole bunch of your YouTubes. Like, not YouTube, Google. I Google you. Google. Dude, you have such an extensive Google.
Yeah.
I say, oh, is this Elias? Oh my God, he looks different.
Yeah.
He looks different. He sounds different. But you've always been
Time's passed.
no, but you've always had that artist characteristics in you. You know, I was watching interviews where you do in Argentina with like a game show or daytime talk shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I saw you're singing with you and this other girl who I guess was the middle sister.
No, this was Romeo and Juliet. This show that had to me it has it has also a musical part that weren't too popular as this show we are talking about, but it was another
one. Oh my God! So
TV
you've lived
series.
your music dream twice.
Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. We released 2 or 3 albums.
Yeah, it was popular
with that series.
And
that got sold to 40 countries as well.
Wow! And then so you toured all of Argentina. Where else did you go?
Yeah.
Did you go to those other countries too?
Yeah, Latin America countries.
How's the music tour life? How is it? Is it crazier? Is it like easier, or is it funner? Or did you like it more?
It is. Yeah, it's not too much different than shooting. All day long.
Really?
Yeah, a TV series, but it was a real. It was a blessing to experience.
You had a lot of groupies, didn't you?
Yeah, kind of.
A lot of it. What was the name? Keto?
Yeah, Keto, yeah.
Keto. Oh, please, blah, 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 de cuatro, right here. We have cuatro right here. Like
they were all bought.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome, man. And how old were you around this time?
Around this time?
Yeah.
How am I?
How old were you? Yeah, you were like early 20s.
How old were? Oh, yeah, kind of, about it was 21, yeah.
Oh,
20s, 21.
Dude.
Yeah, Romeo and Juliet was at my 19, and
so it was right before. Okay.
Right before, right after it came this other show, Atracción por Cuatro.
Yeah.
And I had a long released. I started. How do you say when you like when you took when you take a nap of acting? I don't know.
You took a break.
Yeah, I took a break. Yeah,
right.
definitely.
Well, that's a good damn break. I'll tell you that.
I took a break of acting.
It's like a lawyer.
2 years.
It's like a lawyer taking a break from lawyering and being a doctor.
Yeah. I was kind of exhausted. Yeah, because I shot like 4 TV series in a row.
That's not the only thing you shot in a row, I bet, in that tour life. Oh my God, dude.
Yeah, right.
I shot 4 in a row. Girls, leave me alone. Jeez. I love that you're so hush hush about it, because this is another reason why I couldn't be famous when I was earlier 20s, because I would say, dude, I had this happened, that happened, this happened. Dude, I'd say it all, dude.
I learned to be quiet.
Good. Yeah. That's a great characteristic too, because I think that's what Hollywood likes a lot too. Because I think about this a lot. I was recently in LA a couple weeks ago at Paramount Studios and for the Cine Gear Expo. It was really good. My LA trip was a blast. I love LA.
Yes.
But I always wonder, and I always been noticing whenever I'm around, I'm blessed to be around somebody of note, fame-wise, director-wise, they have their own circle. They have their own circle that everyone knows everything about each other in this circle. But they always keep the respect of not leaking it out to the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the Weinstein, just for argument's sake. Everyone knew. But it was just like an honor amongst their business, because privacy is so rare and such a commodity that doesn't matter what the person is into, respect their little bit of privacy that they have left by not talking about the shit that you see in these private parties, in these house parties, or from gossip.
No.
So
and it's to be kept, like indoors.
Of course, yeah. I mean, I would say things about myself because I don't care, and I never want to get caught in the blind side. I never want to. Oh yeah, Dean did this. I want people to be like, yeah, we know. He said that already. Right. Yeah, he told that story. It sounded like fun. What are you complaining about, I want it to be like that. I want to be as honest as possible, and I know, but I get that because I have a lot of privacy still.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe all this will come back and bite me later in the ass. I don't know. I hope not.
You never know, my friend. and in this industry, you never know.
Yeah, right. But at the end of the day, I don't even. I'm not a deviant. I'm not a Weinstein. Thank God.
No.
I'm not a huge drug addict.
No.
I'm not
For
this.
God's sake. No.
Yeah, I'm a normal person who enjoys things at the appropriate times, the appropriate amount of things at the appropriate times, But
definitely, you're such a sensitive filmmaker that will live like a long career. I mean, you'll succeed in any ways, and you'll need to be prepared.
Yeah,
so
sure.
you gotta release all this, things that are flowing on you into your mind.
yeah, definitely, man. But this is why I like that characteristic about you, because it's teaching me as well. I heard a story the other day about the Friends cast, Jennifer Aniston, all those other people.
Such a great show. Yeah.
The producer, right before the first season came out, had a meeting in Las Vegas and gave all of them like $1,000 and said, "Hey, go spend this in the casino, because this is the last time that you're going to be able to do this, and nobody bothers you."
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like,
And it happened.
They're like, yeah, whatever, let's do this, They were like, belief in their show, but they didn't really think that literally was gonna be the last time that happened, and it came true.
He was a visionary. It happened like that. Yeah.
It happened just like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was an incredible story and it gave me such insight about the privacy, the commodity of how big that is in that world, and which is why they respect, even if they don't agree with what the other people are doing in the circle, but they respect that little bit of privacy that we all have. So it's a good thing that you're like that. It's a good thing. I'm asking these questions. I already know the answer to it. I just want to see.
Yeah, we're friends.
Right.
But,
I'll ask you off the air.
Let's keep it on our privacy.
Of course. But that goes to my next thing. So the music tour lasted about how many years? About 3-4 years?
No, a little bit less. Yeah, a little bit less, because I had to take a break. I definitely needed a break.
The mental stress was
and I got this suggestion with this hero life. This acting hero I had, that he told me I took his advice, and
the only advice you took, kind of.
Yeah, I did it. That's when I first traveled here, actually to LA. And I was just as a tourist, and meeting people and connecting with cool and creative minds. And
let's talk about that. LA.
Yeah, it was.
I love LA so much. The only thing that scares me about LA,
doesn't?
Right, is that so many people go out there with the dreams.
Yeah.
It's not called the Boulevard of Broken Dreams for nothing. Yeah. So I'm aware of this. I just feel that I have such a shark mentality that I want to be in it so bad that I'm going to get in one way or another with, not forced violent wise, but like my character. Like I'm going to get in. Somebody's going to let me in. Whether it's going to be friends too, because that's what it is. It's connection wise. But like once I get a little foot in the door, anyone who's after the same dream as me, they have no chance with me around if we're going after the same thing.
No, absolutely.
You would think.
Agree. I'm totally in it, and it's like that. It's good to have a strong competition.
Yeah.
It puts you in that
motivates you, and I say this with all peace and love, because I respect other people after the same thing, but in my mind I don't respect them when it's time to get what
internally
we get.
You feel
no
like
when
a lion.
if we're after the same job, I have no respect for you. And not in the way that I'm gonna disrespect you, but in the way that I'm gonna do everything like you don't even exist. And that's the type of mentality that I think one must have. Like, be nice and humble, but you have to keep that in a compartmentalized somewhere for the situation when the situation calls for it. But when it comes to business, man, especially in this Hollywood, even though this seems to be a ton of money for everybody, but still, like the job wise, is not.
Yeah.
Is limited.
It's more limited. Yeah.
Yeah, it's more limited.
Yeah.
So keep that humbleness somewhere, yes. But as far as being nice when it comes to everything else, like not to say to step on anyone's toes or anything like that, but like
no, not bad way to compete.
Exactly,
yeah,
exactly. Compete.
Yeah.
Prove yourself with your own work, with your own merit, with your own character.
We actually compete to ourselves. I mean, in this way. I mean, it's not a sport. You don't strike a goal or whatever.
Absolutely.
You grow your inner craft and
it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
It wins itself, and then
Absolutely.
That's what I felt whenever I'm in LA. Like this last time I was there, I made some connections. I showed my face just so I can look familiar for the next time I go back, and people see me and say, "They gotta look familiar." Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
I just introduced myself. I don't. Hey, look, I do this. Hey, what's up? Hi, my name's Dean. Yeah, I work with so and so. I've done this. I'll see you later. Don't bother them. I don't bother them.
Sure.
That's all I say. Hey, cool. Have a good show, or great work. I saw it on Netflix. Great stuff. Anyways,
you'll see my work around.
That's it.
You'll see my work.
That's it.
Yeah.
2 minutes the most. I don't like bothering people, man. I just like showing my face. So the next time they see me, they might have stumbled across something I did. The time they see me, they have in the back of their mind that I look familiar, and then maybe the conversation could go to 5 minutes this time. And then maybe the next time I see them, it'll go to a whole exchange of numbers and stuff like that,
and ideas and developing and
then something
stuff.
sticks to the wall that you throw, because you gotta throw 20 to 30 things at the wall, and one of them sticks. That's another thing about LA, but it's such a
it's a wider picture over there, and in New York as well too.
Yeah, New York too. But let's stick to LA because that was the first place that you went. No, I had enough of New York.
I went there. Yeah.
I lived there for 11 years, dude. Oh god. Yeah. That's why I'm like this. Actually, it's not a nice city at all. No, not growing up.
It didn't represent you at all.
What do you mean? Like,
I mean, you didn't feel like at home. It's not your.
It did.
I
did at some places, but I lived in Queens. Queens is very nice, and then I lived in Brooklyn. Some parts in Brooklyn was okay.
To create and to make stuff, to film.
I left when I was 19 because coming from Miami, I was very naive, and it's a melting pot of different cultures. But one of the cultures that's not very heavily represented is the Spanish culture. It's kind of like a stigma. That's why my Spanish is so damn bad. It's because it's not. The only people who really bring their country to New York is the Dominicans, which is why I love Dominicans.
Yeah.
They still act like they're in Santo Domingo.
In
New York.
Yeah.
They still like, dude, you guys know this is Manhattan, right? This is not Santo Domingo. They call 183rd Street El Malecón. I'm like, no, this is Dykeman. What are you talking about? But that's another reason why I love them. But like, I had enough in New York. LA though is the next challenge that I want, as learning everything I learned from New York. And Miami, of course. That's the first place you went to when you left Argentina, right?
Yeah, for a couple of months. Yeah. And
you went to acting school,
and then I returned. Yeah, I had this training.
Talk about
really,
that.
Really good experience. I trained with Andrew Block.
He's known out there.
Yeah, who trained Alan Arkin, Faye Dunaway. I mean,
wow.
Oscar winners who worked alongside Al Pacino and The Merchant of Venice.
And you just found him on like Yellow Pages or recommendation?
Kind of Craigslist.
Really?
Yeah.
But you knew who
Craigslist.
he was.
I didn't at that time, but I found out later.
Okay.
And it blew my mind away. I mean, he was such a humble guy, and and a kind, person, and
he was intuitive, like he knew.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, he actually offered he went with this offering, and I mean, by getting his classes like for free,
Oh, okay.
and I definitely like a scholarship, and I definitely took him, and I learned a lot, and
From the first class, you were like, this guy knows what he's talking about.
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, yeah,
And his delivery of teaching was just smooth.
such a an intelligent way to teach. I mean, he was smart. He was and he was humble.
Did you know a lot of English
and
by this
he-
time, or like?
No, not too much. Yeah,
But you still understood him to the point where.
yeah, I was kind of in the processing, and of improving, and I mean, it was such a good or easy way to train, because he used to give us like like script,
Uh-huh.
and I used to learn it at my home, and at the next week I showed up, and and he would like mark some suggestions.
What was the best critique he gave you that stuck with you?
He told me, well, I don't really remember one specific, but he told me that if I would manage my English idiom, I would do whatever I feel to do, whatever I wanted to do in this industry.
That is one of the things that you are most subconscious about.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to tell you, and I know it sticks with you, and in a way I get it, why you're subconscious about it, but like, that's something that once you do have it mastered, and you're almost there, all you have to pick up is the speed.
Yeah, speed. Yeah.
And a couple extra words that maybe your favorite words, it could be the simplest slang words. Once you throw in a couple slang words that people will be like, oh, that's a very specific word that he just used there.
Yeah.
That's it. You just have to figure out which one, what accent you like, what type of slang, what type of words you like. Like for instance, who's your favorite? Like when Al Pacino plays a role, is your favorite words of his when he plays Italian, a Cuban, or a California bank robber, or what else? Or a blind lawyer from the Midwest? Which one of those do you like the most?
Well, probably that's a good one. Probably I feel more related to the Italian accent, the Italian American accent.
All right, so then
I
you
like
just
it.
do the gabagool. You have to do, marron. You gotta just, you gotta talk with your hands a lot, and you really gotta show. They talk with their hands a lot,
A lot,
Watch a lot of Sopranos. You're gonna get that down, dude.
Yeah, right. Sopranos.
Oh yeah. Oh, The Sopranos. You ever watch it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Dude,
I will. I'll do it twice. Yeah.
Gandolfini, to me, that is my favorite. That's probably top 3 favorite shows. I've binge watched it about 7 times already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every year I try to watch it again, just because Gandolfini was so good in it.
Yeah.
And him, Michael Imperioli, who played Christopher.
Yeah.
So if that's the slang that you like, that's all you have to do. Get a couple words, bukiak. You know what I mean? just throw a couple of their mannerisms into it, and it'll be specific to the point where people will be like, oh, he must spend some time in New York or New Jersey, which is where they're from.
Yeah, probably losing my instant translating, because
It's proper. It's just a proper way. That's fine.
Yeah, because I don't dream in English yet.
Right.
I'm still, with my Spanish language so hooked, because I got here like 9 months ago, so I started like talking again English. I mean, I was talking Spanish in Argentina.
Yeah, but in LA you were talking a lot of English, because in Miami it's nothing but Spanish here.
But I talked like for 6 months. I mean, during the lessons, and then I head back to Argentina, and started
back to Spanish.
Yeah,
right.
and back to Spanish.
How long did you spend in LA? A year, you said?
No,
right?
no, less. Like almost 7 months. Yeah.
And why'd
6
you leave?
months.
You were just like, let me just try Miami, or you had an opportunity
No,
over here?
I had a at that time I had a few job offers back
Okay.
in Argentina, and my agent was calling me, and and I was young, and I had this needed break, I had to take,
Yeah.
and I took it. I head back, and I started, working again, and gaining more experience, and
Yeah.
And
I love
it's all
the
about that.
break. Yeah, I love the break because it
Yeah.
doesn't seem desperate.
no,
You know what I mean?
no, it
This is
wasn't-
just something you do, and this is something we talked about before. You're not desperate to act, and I brought up a thing where Brad Pitt and Ryan Gosling went to a premiere together, and they stood next to each other at the red carpet, and it stuck out to me because Brad Pitt didn't look like the Brad Pitt we are used to, and Ryan Gosling just look-wise, obviously he's younger, just made Brad Pitt look like a regular guy. But in Brad Pitt's prime, I think, it would be neck and neck, or Brad Pitt would have been that. But the thing is that they age so gracefully, these older guys, because they're not desperate. He's about to play, now he's taking on more older men roles. Jim Carrey's taking on older men roles. Who else? Who else was a heartthrob that's taking on older men roles? Like, they're taking on these older men roles that's cool. You know what I mean?
Well, Johnny Depp probably. Well,
Johnny Depp, but he still tries to look young.
yeah.
He still tries to.
Have you seen it?
I haven't seen him lately, but he's
Lately?
always with the trinkets and
tattoos
the.
and
And God bless him. I love Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he's such a great performer.
Yeah, and but yeah, that's another thing. He hasn't taken the old man role yet, unless it's like a heavy makeup.
Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah, he's still very like I still want to stay 30 years old. Yeah,
weirdo guy. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't have that. You went from a child actor. Now you're in a whole nother avenue of your acting prius, if you want to call it, where it's something still fresh and new. You're 28, right?
29.
Yeah, you're 29. You're still in your 20s, dude.
Yeah.
You're still like haven't even reached that pinnacle here in the States of what you can accomplish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you look 25. You know what I mean?
Cool. That's a good,
good.
good things to know.
No, 25 is the perfect age, dude.
Yeah.
So, how important is it to age gracefully as an actor and at the same time as a person so you don't get stuck in your 18-year-old prime, so to speak,
Well, we definitely coexist with anxiety always. I mean, we live with that.
Just about
we're
getting
stick
older?
with that, and the anxiety to be receiving the characters we dream to play, and the projects we wanna be
and get offered,
offered, and when the cell phone doesn't ring, you start getting more anxious and eager to get there.
Yeah, and start looking in the mirror more. Like, is it because of this? Like, what?
But
you
this
start
is,
looking for lines and shit in the mirror.
But this is a life, like a life career. I mean, a long time. You don't have to desperate to, because you won't depend on a physical, action or I mean, you become older and you become much better as the wine, as many other things, because you start gaining experiences and the actor. I mean, I once heard about Morgan Freeman quote, which is really accurate for this.
I hope it's not one of his recent ones about looking up a girl's dress.
No. It was such a weird thing to find out. About him. I mean, such a great and brilliant actor.
Yeah. So what did he say?
But he said that one of the things he learned from the the great ones when he wasn't one of them
Uh,
was the quiet. You know, the quiet. They were like relaxed. They were they weren't like they're like pushing it, and they were quiet. And I think that's really intelligent. I think that's really smart, because as I said, this is a long time, like, career. I mean, a lifetime career.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk through this journey. I mean,
yeah.
till your heart, stops.
So it's almost like a relaxed state of being
Yeah.
about the whole thing. No anxiety. Doing to the degree that you know you can achieve without the pressures of anxiety or any of that.
Yeah,
The
and
quiet.
it's understandable. I mean, you probably will feel those, uncomfortable, I mean, feelings, but you gotta manage those things, and it'll come. I mean, it'll show up.
Yeah, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, dude.
It is a struggle, but if you are relaxed and quiet, it'll be more like pleasant,
Manageable. Pleasant.
manageable.
Pleasant, definitely. Pleasant. Pleasant is the best you can hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's, I mean, we have a many years, to create and to do things, and to be, ahead of our target, and compete to ourselves.
For sure. For sure. It doesn't all have to be dictated by the market,
No.
by
Not at all.
the glamour side of things.
Not in this career.
No, not in this
No,
career. Not
no.
even in like the Marvel comic book age now. Look at Josh Brolin.
Mm-hmm.
Dude had a killer year. He had
Yeah.
like 3 different big, huge movies,
Yeah. Right.
and he's up there. But what did they do? They just slap a bunch of makeup on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They slap a costume on him.
Because they need his experience.
They need his experience.
They need his.
They need it.
acting.
Nobody would have done Thanos that way. Have you seen the Avengers 2?
I haven't.
Oh,
of
dude, you
course,
gotta watch it,
I
dude.
read it on the internet.
I'm not really big on comic book movies. I
Yeah.
didn't even see the first Avengers.
All right.
This second Avengers was good, man.
It was
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Because he did so good, and for a long time I was kind of mad at him because he did the Old Boy. Have you seen the Old Boy American version?
No.
Have you seen the Korean version? There's
No.
a movie called Old Boy by Park Won-Chu. I forgot his
really?
name. He's a really
No.
big Korean director. Very good.
Yeah, but no, I haven't seen it.
I recommend you watch the Korean version. Do not watch the American version with Josh Brolin.
All right.
You will ruin it for yourself. We studied Old Boy, the Korean version, in class and everything. It's a great movie, dude.
Uh-huh.
It's from like 2001. But anyways, for a long time, I was kind of upset that he even took that role because it was so bad, man. But, dude, he's had a killer year. And Thanos, the way he plays Thanos, it gave me chills. Like, it creeped me out.
Yeah.
Like, if Thanos was in the room,
Wow.
I'd be scared of him.
Yeah, you'd be scared. Yeah.
Every time he was in a scene with someone, I was like, run, he's going to kill you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He did that good. And then he was in Deadpool 2. He played Cable.
Well, yeah.
We don't have to be dictated by the market and glamour side of things.
No.
So I do believe that, I mean, it's easier said than done to be
As soon
quiet.
as we get older, we become definitely better. I mean, it sounds like like a
Right.
you
like fine wine, but it's true.
but it's true.
There's some
'cause,
truth in that.
you can't tell experience if you haven't passed it.
Right.
You can't show
Right.
those strugglings if you didn't get there, if you haven't been through that
And if you're still stuck in your 20s when you're 40 something,
as well.
I think that's super sad, dude. Like, I don't judge it because I get it, kind of in a way. I try to get it. I haven't lived it, but like, when you're stuck in that, I think you limit yourself as whatever creative you are, and you just limit yourself. You're not giving yourself room to find your next peak or find your next challenge, and
And I think the opposite works as well, as you're saying. I mean, if you at a young age, if you feel older, if you feel to be an older soul, and and you buy all that thing, and you start like rushing and be desperate and not quiet, as Morgan Freeman advised,
yeah,
you will lose it. You will hit to a wall.
Right. Oh, we forgot to mention the biggest, greatest example is Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
He's great.
Well,
he just aged gracefully from young to.
He's made some great choices. I mean, because this is all about choices.
Choices, right. and a lot of internal control.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Because when you go through your inner control, as you're saying, you find the right choice.
Yeah.
And if you are that intuitive as he is, you'll be Leonardo DiCaprio.
Right. which obviously he's modeled from Marlon Brando. Like Marlon Brando's his idol.
Yeah.
He does a lot of similar things.
But Brando wasn't even that. I mean, he didn't pick the choices as Leonardo is.
Right. No, he was a natural. He was stumbling on it himself.
Yeah. And even on the 70s, he wasn't like working, in real good movies. I mean, he was doing such a shitty movies.
Well, he would do good, anyway. But the movie would be shitty.
Yeah, he always
did good.
It was always
with that type of blueprint, Leonardo just did everything right. Career-wise,
I think he analyzes a lot, and he has a lot of time, a lot of money to do it, and his structure allows him to do this, and that's a good way to see, because every movie he makes is a good choice.
Yeah,
and it's really he's not my real favorite actor, but I like it. I think he's the best choosing scripts.
Yeah.
And choosing projects.
Yeah. He has some talent. He has some talent. You have to be well rounded in that. Your choice of movies, and your acting skills and abilities, and for sure. And let's not exclude the women either. What's her name?
Many actresses.
Many actresses follow the same type of blueprint from, and even created their own blueprint where they made.
How do you say blueprint?
Blueprint.
It's an expression of having
a plan.
The
plan, like when you build a building.
Oh, cool.
You have a blueprint of you have to build this first, and then
Cool.
So it's just like that. It's the blueprint of your career.
Yeah.
Somebody else made it, and you're following it and learning from their mistakes.
Cool.
There you go.
Well, many actresses.
Yeah, many actresses. There's one in particular that I cannot believe I'm forgetting her name right now.
I love Amy Adams.
Oh, Amy Adams is great. It's great.
I love.
No, but she's everyone's favorite actress.
Well, Meryl
Streep. Thank you. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, she's definitely my favorite.
Yeah. And we just need a little more brown in it, though. A little more Hispanics, a little more everything. Because I want. We did a film called Roosevelt Real together, a little short film, which is like my favorite right now.
It is my favorite experience of my career, as far
here in Miami.
No.
No, I appreciate that. No, thank you. I appreciate that, man. But
absolutely,
it really is. It was such a great experience. And just writing, like I wrote with you in mind, and the things that I was writing out, I knew that you could handle it. There was a water scene, there was a bunch of emotional scenes, there was physical exhaustion of it, and your acting, it was like a vehicle that I knew that any type of twist and turn or corner that I wrote into it, you would nail it completely. You know what I mean? So that is my favorite. So like, but I have also in mind, as God willing things progress and get bigger budgets and bigger movies, that you can be an icon to Hispanics everywhere too, because that's one thing that I noticed about LA, let's be honest, is very white. Which is not a problem, I don't care, but at the same time I have to try to, I feel it's a duty to try to bring in more of our culture and our background and our, just our stumbling across everything that we're doing, creating our own blueprint, because we don't really have many.
It's a really, I'm so honored to receive these words, my friend, and I appreciate them. And I feel the same. There are many Hispanic, brilliant actors.
Overlooked.
And, brilliant actors. It's another kind of industry, It is not Hollywood, of course.
But why not? Why it can be, but not overbearing.
Yeah.
But part of it.
Yeah. I think most of them do not care or are not interested on being to Hollywood, on getting to Hollywood. But I feel the same. Our culture would be really, really cool to be shown, like, with more opportunities and
And it's relatable because obviously there's we just talked about a whole bunch of white actors that we admire greatly. Leonardo DiCaprio is my favorite actor, but at the same time, I want a white, young, up-and-coming filmmaker to say Elías Viñoles is my favorite actor one day too. Not just taking characteristics of our culture like the salsa dancing and putting it in Dancing with the Stars, which is great. I love all that. It's very flattering. It's very we have a flavor that is undeniable worldwide. But there's more of us as a complete whole that's relatable, that can fit into Hollywood on a just on a consistent major scale. That Absolutely. It could be the norm.
Absolutely, and I would be grateful to play Latin American characters on Hollywood, and I would be like flattered if I'm considered to play American.
Right.
I would be really like I would adapt myself to get a.
Yeah, I know you would.
Because it's all about that, to reach commitments or risks. And
that's it. And speaking of which, you are an American now, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
That's right. Congratulations is in order.
I'm in that process, yeah.
No, that's it.
I became resident.
That's it, buddy. Now that's it. Now you got
so grateful to God and to many people that were real important part.
It's all on you. No, thank you. No, it was. I thank you. You're not going anywhere. Anybody tries to knock on your door, you tell me. And I'll go over there right there, and you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
We got a lot of work to do, man.
Yeah, and we will. And I meant it like I was really really honest, saying that Rose of El Rio is my best.
I appreciate that.
Performance.
I appreciate that. Your
so
reel,
far,
your reel says otherwise, because I seen your reel and I'm always blown away by it. I show it to people constantly, but I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
But I wasn't too much of an experienced guy as I'm right now. And probably next job will match together. Next creation of yours, it'll be better.
Of course,
it'll be better, because it's a matter of that. Always reaching the best of yours.
For sure, man. I appreciate those kind of words. Elias, thank you very much for joining me today on this podcast.
Cool. Awesome.
I would not choose anyone else to do a first podcast since I've been back in LA because I'm still in LA in my mind.
Yeah, right.
I still have my watch set on LA time.
With the weather, with LA weather.
I'm still over there, dude. I can't even tell you. I'm still over there. But thank you very much for joining me today. Where can people find you if they wanted to reach out? Do you have an agency right now, casting wise?
Yeah, I do have an agency. I'm working. I'm also. I kind of repeating this word, but I consider myself as a blessed guy because I'm working and knowing such a great people. You're one of them, and I'm working with such a great agents too.
What are they called?
With here it's High Hill Entertainment.
High Hill Entertainment.
Yeah, and I work in New York with Lisa Lax Agency.
Lisa Lax, okay.
And Talent Hunters in L.A.
Talent Hunters in L.A.
Yeah.
Okay. If they wanted to reach you directly.
And I wouldn't have any problem to give my email.
Okay.
It's my name.
What's the easiest way? Email or Facebook or?
Yeah, email. Probably email. Working offers. Yeah.
Yeah, working offers.
Yeah.
Paid gigs, preferably.
Yeah.
Unless it's a killer script, unless you're,
unless it's a killer.
Yeah, with a budget, please.
Yeah.
No more 48s. Sure. The 48 was great, but that was a favor to me, and I really appreciate that.
No.
What's your email? Your name?
Yeah, my name at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your name at gmail.com.
My full name.
Okay.
Elias Viñoles at gmail.com.
Elias Viñoles at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Okay. They want to follow you. You have an Instagram too, right? It's at. I know you're not on it too much, but
yeah, I'm kind of weird with all the social media thing. I'm adapting and.
You need a PR team. Yeah, you need a PR team with it.
Yeah, I'm neither. Yeah, I'm in the.
So PR team, please, if you want to help Elias with the social media stuff, contact him about that too. Elias, I love you, brother.
I love you too, my friend. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
Great time.
All right, you can find us at No Gas Podcast on Instagram, Facebook. We have another comedy show coming up with my friend Kyle Grooms. He will be hosting this time on the 13th of July and the 26th at Renee's Wynwood, which is on 31st Street and Northwest 7th Avenue. The last show we did was a great turnout. It was packed, and it was good. It was like everyone loved it. So come out to that. Stay in touch with us at nogaspodcast.com for tickets. I'm out. D.